Hey guys, this is Alex from 4C Trading, and today I am on Alice Coin, which wasn't even listed that long ago, at like 11 days or something, on 15th of March. And I was asked about this coin during my live stream, and during that time the coin was not ready yet, and I said, well, this is not ready yet, so maybe ask me next week again. But now Alice is actually doing something that might be considered a little bit more bullish. So now we might have a couple of open opportunities here. But before we go forward, it's worth mentioning that Bitcoin is finally gaining something. So again, we are again in some sort of a turmoil when Bitcoin is more bullish than Ethereum, because for Ethereum case, of 1.5 grand should be pretty much guarantee. But if Bitcoin will push it up again, since he gained over his last previous low again, there might be a possibility that Bitcoin will drive Ethereum up again, or Ethereum will in this case drive Bitcoin down. So again, it's a cat and mouse game essentially. I don't know why they look so different lately, but one of the thing is that Ethereum Bitcoin chart might be powering up a little bit, so maybe Ethereum will catch up as well. So in this sort of sense, we made one trade that was pretty much a safe case, and now we're doing another trade with this one. Is not going to be a safe case. This one is actually going to be a dangerous case, so we're going to be tackling both boats this week, right? Giving out safe trades, giving out a little bit more aggressive trades if you wish to participate, and we'll see. So for Alice, we got two possible scenarios yet again. So Alice, what it did something very bullish, right? So after going down, you can see that it never previously gained any previous lows, and this is happening just right now as we are speaking right here. So we can see immediately tell that this is going to be one of the good areas, which in this case you could already say it's tested, but it's only been one candle, so it could still fill you up. But in this case, even if you look at from the hourly point of perspective, you should be filling up your first fill. Depends when this video uploads, which is going to be today in a couple of hours. You should be filling it probably on the first market smash, just to get a little bit of a sense in, and hopefully you're not going to miss it, right? But for some other buys, we're still going to be stacking them in the box in case if it revisits it again. And like here, if we put it right down the middle, let's see what kind of a position we actually get in. And oh my gosh, I'm not sure why it spiraled all the way down here. That's a little bit of an awkward. Let me just fix it all the way up here. Yep, let me go back to lower time frames. I can probably disclose logarithmic charts. Okay, so back to this. You can now see that our stop loss is gonna be located at about 8 to 9%. It's a roundabout there. You can perfect it a little bit more. Probably if you zoom in, you could probably skip this week as well and put it just like this, so you get about an 8% stop loss. So you can see a stop loss is very interesting on this one, but we haven't made any major gains in terms of the previous high. So it is a little bit of a gamble. In this case, you could call it a 50-50 play. But you know, if you're expecting bull market to continue, or expecting that Bitcoin will pull Ethereum forward and they will go both up towards a new high, then this play will most likely probably play out as well, right? So for the first profit take, we're going to be looking at, and again, before we go forward, I gotta mention that all of the prices can be seen on the right side of my screen. So you can see that we are filling around the $11.7 area, and the stop loss is at $10.8 area. Now for the first profit take, it's gonna be at the first trouble area, or should I say at the previous low created on the left structure. Now if you pull it and if you put it just underneath this previous low, you can see that we are actually not getting that bad of a first profit take after all. We are getting 22% or 2.7R, or in this case $2.7 move on the entire chart. So starting off, you know, this is a very nice profit take to begin with, right? Yes, the trade is a little bit dangerous, so that's why it definitely helps us of having a little bit of a further first profit take, just in case, you know, just in case to kind of leverage it out for the longer term plays. Because if we are tackling a trade that is essentially 50-50 or even less, having a 1R profit take right from the beginning is not going to work out long term for us, right? We'll most likely end up being break even or even a loss due to, you know, certain expenses when you take trades, right? The fees. Now, the secondary profit take is a little bit more tricky because you have quite of a gap that you kind of closed with this week, but you didn't even really you didn't even really you know, close it on the 4 hourly. So thus I'm still going to assume that the second profit take will be a very nice position right here. I'm going to be aiming at this week and saying that this sort of thing will be retested again, and now you will see that it really gets interesting at the second one, because you know, if we're pointing it right at the below, a little bit below under this week, or if we put it, if we start looking at it from this side and we put it right below this week because we are looking for this gap to be closed, then you can see that we are actually talking about a 72% move on this coin all the way up to $20, or in this case 8.8R. And this case, you know, since it went that deep, I would definitely use this as my last profiting and just go for a refill somewhere else, right? So this would be kind of your number one scenario, and you can see this number one scenario really is panning out to be a golden one as well. But there's also a scenario out there that exists that can make things a little bit safer as well, and it's played a little bit differently, which I will now provide you know, another option. So now for the secondary, I just deleted the whole thing from my chart. You can see by scrolling back in the video. So right now we are looking at something like this, right? We are right trapped right down the middle. We have gained previous lows, but we haven't really gained anything of significant or before the previous structure. So now a secondary play would be located right here. If we did something, pump above it, have a couple of 4 hourly closes above this point, right, in this case in this area, and which acted as a first profit take from our previous trade, go down and then start filling somewhere the trade somewhere around here, right? So in this case, if I remove the drawings and we did something like this, right, our fill spot for this trade would then be between a gap of this right here. And this would then act as a much safer trade as well, because on this one you have gained something of importance to the left side, and thus giving you a big of a higher percentages when it comes to playing this trade out. And this will probably bring us to around a 60% success rate, right? So again, if I point out the trade all the way, now we don't have to use this stop loss underneath the low. We can actually go for this stop loss from the left side, because we do not, once we gained over it in this sort of case, we do not want to lose this previously low created by the structure. So we can put our stop loss right under here, and you can see that we are actually having a little bit of a fatter stop loss to what we did before. It is about 9.5%, but it's still under 10% of what we are currently looking at. Now, if something like this would indeed happen, we would then have to analyze our next profit take. And in this case, we are again left with a pretty large gap up here. So before we did this trade, we mostly focused on closing the gap above this top. But now, right now, you need to remember yourself that we do not have at this point forward, we do not have a first profit target yet. So it does mean we cannot move our trade into stop loss, or should say our stop loss into a break-even position. So in this case, instead of, you know, chasing for that very top close of the previous bottom, we can actually chase the bottom of the closed of the previously created high. And in this case, yes, our profit take goes from 61%, 6.5R or $20 again. It's pretty amazing, right? But it goes from that all the way down to bottom, and you can still see, even though it is a safer trade, we actually get more profit out of it, because in this case our first profit take is 45%, 4.8R or $18. And again, this is can act as our first profit take, or even this can be your first profit take. So both of these profit takes are very in this case are very, you know, are good. You can basically even split in between them. But I guess in this case, I would again say this would kind of be my last take as well, because I'm pretty sure in this sort of a structure, you will be able to rebuy somewhere lower, right? So I wouldn't be chasing much higher. But if I had to chase much higher, then yes, you know, my secondary, or in this case, last profit take would be at the very top where this coin actually went when it listed. And you can see that it's very high. And we are looking at $15 move, 120%, $27 or 12.6R. So yes, it does pan out to be a very great trade after all. So yes, guys, please do subscribe to our channel, like the video, share the video, and please do check out our Blogspot 4C, where we, you know, share this kind of stuff, video analysis, and also, you know, talk about how to improve your trading skills if you wish to pursue one, right? So yes, thank you for watching, guys, and see you in the next one.